Hello Bitsbrew, this is Craig from bitsbox.co.uk here, and in this video we've teamed up once again with FlashForge, who very kindly last year at some point sent us their Adventurer 5M Pro printer, which is an absolute workhorse and I absolutely love it. And yeah, because of that we made a video with them making a Gridfinity system on my desk, and we're now going to make a Gridfinity system in my absolute state of my drawers where I keep a lot of my basic materials. So yeah, we're going to make some more Gridfinity stuff and see how we can use it in a drawer system. And yeah, it's really exciting. And before we begin, FlashForge just wanted us to give them a shout out. So they have teamed up with iFlyTech for a 20% off sale on some of their products, and we'll have links in the description down below. iFlyTech offer like some smart devices such as auto translators and speech to text devices. Follow the link down below, you can see all that as well. There's also a link to FlashForge where they're having a sale at the moment as well, so you can get the Adventurer 5M Pro at a discount as well if you like the look or sound of a printer in this video. And whilst the Bamboo Lab A1 is always the one everyone recommends, and I am using it in this video as well because of time restraints, I've got to use two printers to get this out on time. I don't know, the Adventurer 5M is such a workhorse. It's so fast and it's enclosed, and some people do prefer an enclosed printer, and for the price it is probably one of the best enclosed printers you can get at that price point. Yeah, it's a great machine, and the build plate's slightly smaller than the A1, but for doing something like this it's absolutely perfect. So yeah, let's have a look at what it can do, and let's get printing and sorting out these awful drawers, and I'll show you just how bad they are. These are the drawers in question, and this top one's probably the worst. Just stuff just been chucked in here, boxes and tubs and all sorts. The second one, again, things have just been chucked in there. There's things in there that aren't even to do with basing, there's just a random hard drive in there. So yeah, they all need sorting out, and we're going to be using Gridfinity. And yeah, so all the base plates I'm just going to print on the Bamboo A1, and then I can concentrate on doing all the drawers and stuff on the FlashForge printer. And yeah, I've decided to try like stacking some Gridfinity bits as well. So here I'm doing 2x5s, and they use a mixture of PETG and PLA to stack a load, so hopefully that speeds up the printing as well. And then yeah, the FlashForge, hard at work printing out loads of containers, and I'm doing this in a bit of a chaotic way. I'm just printing loads of containers, and then we'll work out where they can go, how they can fit, and then what we need afterwards. But yeah, this printer can churn them out really quick. I mean, the A1's quick, but this is even faster, as we demonstrated in the previous video that we did with FlashForge, which is amazing. And I know you can speed up the A1 and things like that, but I'm just talking about just default out of the box. So yeah, doing some 2x4s, some 2x3 size drawers, and 2x2s. And I'm just printing them in this sort of tan filament until I almost ran out of it. Like, I was really lucky. Okay, so I've printed a few Gridfinity base pieces now. One 5x5 for each drawer. And then we've got a load of these 2x5s. That does leave a little bit of a gap this end. I'm not going to be too concerned about that gap in this video. I can almost fit another 2x5 in, but as you can see, it's just a little bit too big. So that will have to be trimmed down with some clippers, just along one of the edges. And yeah, just a case of snipping along. I'm just completely eyeballing it, so I just start off by taking just this long edge off, and then I can trim down any more if necessary. But I'm not trying to get millimetre perfect here, just enough that it doesn't slide around too much. And then I also just cut out just this little piece here for the corner as well, and that's pretty much filling the drawer up quite nicely. And because I've sort of done this in a bit of a chaotic way, just by printing just loads of boxes to start with, I haven't really planned out each drawer too much. So what I'm doing now is just putting in a few boxes to see what I'm left with, and then I can print any others that I might need. But of course with a Gridfinity you can always just swap and change things around, but doing this way it'll give me a little bit of a more rougher idea of what I need. So I'm printing out some more boxes now, some thin ones on the Bamboo A1, and then on the Flashforge printer I've got some more boxes printing out. Obviously I'm going to need a lot of boxes for this project because it's not just for one drawer. So yeah, it's quite nice to see both printers working hard, and I do like looking through the top of the Flashforge printer and seeing it go, especially on these sort of grid shapes, and it does. So yeah, now that should give me enough boxes to fill this drawer. So yeah, the grey boxes were printed on the A1, but all the rest has been printed on the Flashforge. And yeah, it can just churn out these boxes so fast. It's just brilliant. It's such a workhorse. And yeah, I've got some little thin ones for the end as well. I'm not really sure what's going to go in them just yet. But yeah, I can start filling them up. And they're not sliding around anywhere or anything either, which is really nice. So yeah, I've got this box filled with like this brown flock, which I'd love to just get in one of these little tubs. So I'm going to choose this one. And very carefully, you can just see a mess is about to happen. I put it in there. And yeah, surprisingly, it went in quite nicely. And it only just fit, but yeah, it's getting in there. And I do use some of these boxes on my desk, and I do have some with some green flock in, and it does work really well. Of course, I have to be careful not to spill it every time I get it in and out of a drawer, but you know, I could easily just drop the box or make it fly everywhere when I open the lid, so I'm not too concerned about that. The 2x4 drawer can fit these GW boxes in quite nice, and these Green Stuff Wild rollers go in the 5x2 quite nicely. And I'm just about 1 millipart in there. Now you probably would have watched other Gridfinity videos before where people really plan out their drawers and they have nice little cutouts for everything, and everything fits just fine. That's not what's happening here. I'm just doing it with what I call the chaotic method, where you just print a load of bins and then just see what fits in. But you know, there's going to be so much space over these 3 drawers that we'll get everything in, no worries. And yeah, I can just start emptying these bags, stick them in nice boxes, and it just makes them just a lot easier and neater, and I can stack stuff. When you have a load of just random bags and that, it just gets very messy. And yeah, I managed to fill that tub up quite easily with that sort of spongy green flock stuff. I don't really use it very often, but I thought, you know, we'll still keep hold of it, because you just never know in this hobby. I mean, I'm quite a hoarder as it is, which is why I've got all this base of material that I hardly use, but at least now it's going to be stored nice and neat. So I have these little tubs of, they're kind of like some sort of weird resin. GW released these a long time ago. They're little base toppers and all sorts. So I'm just chucking some of them in a drawer. We don't need all these little tubs for that. I can use the tubs for something else in the future. But yeah, I can just chuck them all in there. I don't use them very often, but they're still quite cool to have. I'll chuck in some of this red corally stuff as well. I use that a lot for my IDNF Deepkin bases. Tsunami I don't know if I'll even go back to, but you never know, they've got some nice new stuff coming out very soon. And I've got this stuff here. I'm actually going to take that out of the bag because that'll just go everywhere, so that can fit nicely in that little gap that we've left down the side. So happy little accident there. And then I've got these tiny little stones that can go in this one in the corner. So you can see it's really starting to take shape now, and it looks really nice, neat, and quite colourful as well. So yeah, it's quite a nice little result there. And it's looking so much better than the absolute mess than it was before. So I also printed this little shallow tray that I can chuck in my little static grass. So they don't need to be all in their little individual packets, because I can see what the colours are. So they can all just go in and they can sit nicely on top, like so. And that is first drawer done. So in the second drawer, I'm going to take one of these big tubs and I'm going to mix in some various sizes of flock and sand. So I've got these sort of tubs here. They can be mixed together. So having a variety of different sizes can just add a little bit of realism to your ground cover on your bases, rather than having everything the same size. That is one thing that does annoy me slightly. So I always like to make up mixes, and I've been doing them in like small tubs, but now I've got these big old bins. I can just really mix up loads in these big ones, and that will last me a long time. You could base a whole army with this quite easily. Here's one of the little tubs that I have stuff mixed in. That can all just go in as well. There's some fine sand, some larger stones, some more fine sand can go in that I've just had in a drawer for some reason. Just mix that all in now. I will put in some more fine sand in this and some more larger stones as well. And that's going to fit into the second drawer. Now I didn't show myself filling up this second drawer, but you can see everything's looking quite neat. There's a couple of bins at the back I need to do. But I don't want to show you every single drawer because the video will be dragged on and boring, but I will show you this absolute mess, which is the top drawer. There's a lot of stuff in here which won't actually end up going back in. But yeah, you can see it's a bit of a disaster. I've got all these wet palette sheets, so we need to do something nice with them for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a good opportunity to sort these drawers as well as make them more organized. I don't need an Allen key to do any bases. I certainly don't need a USB cable, so they won't go back in. There's some screwdrivers and stuff in there as well. They can find new homes elsewhere. And then it goes for Gridfinity bases again, exactly the same thing as I did before. Again, just chopping down some of the smaller ones, and then they'll go in like so. And yeah, because I've done the stack of the 2x5s, and we have some in black Petchy and some in grey PLA. But it really doesn't matter what colour your base plates are, because you're never going to see them, or very rarely going to see them, and just who cares. So yeah, I've got some orange trays this time. We ran out of the sort of peachy colour, or the tan colour, so I've sort of gone with orange. Again, like I'm really not too fussed on the colours, but these orange trays are slightly larger because I do want to get in the texture pastes, and they are quite large. But what's so great about Gridfinity is just print so many different sizes to suit your needs. And then these are the last two we need of the build plate to go there. These are like sort of 1 3/4 sizes that I customly made to fit where we've cut up. And then base plates. I think I forgot to mention that earlier on. I did do that in some of the other drawers as well. But yeah, there we go. We have another small tray to go on top, just as we did with the static grass tufts. Hopefully I can use that for our wet palette sheets. And yeah, I've printed another tray. I had another tray spare, and you can easily fit two stacks in here, so that's really handy. And you can see I've started to get some bits in now. I've got some of the palette paper just folded up, put in that little side gap. That little gap at the side actually has been really handy, just as handy as the bins are. I did try to get like my paint and handles in there, but I thought actually no, they can go somewhere else. They're quite large for these little drawers, and yeah, that's another thing. You really need to sort of utilize the space as best as possible, and sticking, like, if you have small drawers like this, is it worth it sticking in these massive paint and handles that you might not use very often? Maybe I can find somewhere else for them. So I have all these little watch parts and stuff as well, so they can have a nice little drawer. Yeah, definitely if you like sort of steampunky type bases or futuristic bases or something like that, you can pick up some old watch parts for really cheap, and you get loads of cogs and stuff like that, and really handy for basing. So yeah, they are part of my little basin collection. All them bits that are in that big box on top fit nicely into this little container. And then I've got some drawers here with some more bits and a load of paper clips in. I could have made one of these large ones with dividers in, but it's nice that these sort of drawers fit in quite well. And I've got my palette paper on top, which is to put a paper clip on to hold it all together. I've also got a packet in there as well. Lastly, we've got a bin for the texture paste. Originally I was going to put them in the big bins, but I just printed another one to stack on top, and they fitted in that quite nicely. And yeah, I got some more drawers, or one more of these sort of 1.5 or 1 3/4 size drawers that I can use for something else. And with that, we have these lovely, neat looking drawers now. So much nicer. I can get at what I want. I know that sometimes I might have to take these bits out to get of stuff underneath. But that's better than taking out half a drawer just to get to something that's at the bottom, which is what I had before. So yeah, they just look so much nicer now. And yeah, really happy. I mean, the Gridfinity system's amazing. Used it on my desk. I've now used it in my drawers. And yeah, definitely a huge improvement. So yeah, I hope you can agree that these are all looking a lot nicer now, a lot neater, and I've managed to give them a good old sort as well. I just want to say another big thank you to Flashforge, who are so generous when they sent us that printer. I absolutely love it. And yeah, hopefully we'll do more projects with it in the future as well. So definitely check out their links down below. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please do feel free to give it a like. And you can subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. We've just done a big giveaway for our subscribers, and I'll be announcing that very shortly after this video goes live. And we'll definitely do some more in the future. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you want to be in with a chance to win some more goodies in the future. So all that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. On the screen now will be another video that might interest you. In fact, I think I'll put the original one up that we did with the Gridfinity on the desk, because that came out really nice. And yeah, I'll see you all again in the next video.